lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
Barbertine. Not Barbertine's heart. With a tramp like you.
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Now I do have a question for the people. Are we considering that Lulu Spencer might be a deadbeat mama? Like, let's be for real right now. Are we considering Lulu might be a deadbeat mama? Because I'm going to just say this now. Valentine asked Charlotte wholeheartedly to her face and explained everything to her and basically said, listen, do I think your mama hired somebody to take me out? No. But do I think somebody followed her? Yes. And it's not fair to you to keep you away from your mother and for you not to have those moments where you can sit down and talk with her and just be with her and have these mother-daughter relationships. It's not fair to you, especially because I made us fugitives. So I am willing to put you on a plane to Port Charles right here, right now. It is your choice. I'm not asking you to stay with me. I'm not begging you to stay with me. I'm telling you this is your choice. You can do whatever you want and we're going to go with it. And she decided to stay with her daddy. Why? Because Lulu has Rocco, Dante, Lucky, all Lucky's children or stepchildren, her mama, Nicholas kid, or kids whenever Spencer pops back up again, Carly, her family. Lulu has all of them. Valentine has nobody. So she would rather stay with Valentine and be on the run. And Valentine accepts the decision because she's like, I can't leave you. The choice is either go with one parent and leave that parent alone forever and never see them again, or stay with you and eventually be able to see Lulu in the future when she get grown and be able to do whatever the hell she want to do. And what does she decide to do? She decided to stay with her father, and Valentine accepts this decision, and they go off into the sunset. I don't know when next time we gonna see them, but this right here is a mess. But are we considering that Lulu is a deadbeat? And I ask this because Dante had to get her all the way together. Like, you done run off to another country and you want to blame me for the sniper following me and the reason why you don't have Charlotte, when in reality the sniper followed you. Because why? You don't know how to stop talking to motherfucking strangers. That's the issue. And Dante is like, you running after a daughter who chose her, like, she chose to go with Valentine. This wasn't a Valentine kidnapped her. It wasn't a Valentine told her you gotta go. She chose to go with him. She could have stayed in Port Charles when Valentine took off the first time. They're gone. They're long gone. You can't be running the streets of Prague trying to look for them because they're gone. And you can't blame me for that because ultimately you led whoever took that shot at Valentine there, not me. And all I'm trying to do is help you and make sure you stay safe, because I can't allow you to hurt my son the way he's been hurting for the past 4 years. Charlotte left. Lulu feels like, her daughter should do what she damn well please. But she once again, Charlotte decided to go with her father. No one kidnapped her. Nobody did anything. She decided to go with her father. Your son has been by your bed for the past 4 years. For the past 4 years, Rocco has been by your side, been wanting you to come home. And you took off. You took off on him to go to the other side of the world. And she was like, to find his sister and bring her home. Are you telling me you wouldn't do the same thing if you were in my position? He was like, in a different way. Valentine is good at staying under the radar. He's good at not being caught. But your presence is bringing harm to Charlotte. You could have gotten your daughter taken out, or you could have been hurt yourself. And he's like, my son already lost you once. Maybe not want to let him lose you again. Or maybe you want him to lose you again. So Dante is just basically gathering her up because how dare you? How dare you do this? Like, at what point do you stop and realize that you don't have to give up on your daughter, but you need to actually be present with the son who's been by your side for the past 4 years and just also lost his soon-to-be really his other mother. Rocco lost his other mother. Danny and Scout lost their mother to help you, and it's given like you don't care. And Lulu is like, this is my life. I can do whatever I want with my life. And he was like, yeah, you've said that multiple times. And I guess it does not matter to you that the people who have sacrificed for you to be here, Sam died so you could live. And Lulu's like, oh, it's not fair. And it's just like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. What's not fair is you're throwing away what Sam gave you. That's not fair. That's not fair to the people who love Sam. It's not fair to Molly. It's not fair to Christina. It's not fair to Alexis. It's not fair to Danny, Scout, Rocco, Dante. It's not fair to all the people who love Sam. Lucas. It's not fair to any of them. It's not fair because you sitting up here want to travel the world and go around the globe looking for your missing child who is with her father, who ultimately is going to keep her protected and safe. You are causing more harm than good. And Lulu was like, I'm grateful for everything Sam did, but this is still my life. And Dante told her, you need to go back to your son. And it's just like, Lulu is giving Deadbeat at this point. You care more about going with finding Charlotte and getting her back than you care about the here and the now. The here and the now is Sam sacrificed her life for you and ultimately lost her life because your uncle is trying to right a wrong. And then multiple people have been losing their lives ever since. A mother lost her daughter, sisters lost their sisters, children lost their mothers, their mother. People who love Sam lost a friend, a confidant, everything, all because she decided to save you and your uncle decided to take her out in order to make it up for the mistake he made or what he did when having Julian blow up the floating rib. Girl, be so fucking for real right now. Lulu's a deadbeat. Now, Michael does convince Sasha to stay, and basically is like, listen, I understand you want to raise the baby alone, but could you at least stay in Port Charles? And Sasha is like, a part of her didn't want to leave Port Charles. She actually wanted to stay and get to know her family and actually get to just live in the moment and just enjoy this time. So he convinces her, to stay. Now, he's like, listen, I can give you money to help take care of the baby. And she's like, I don't need it. I promise you that the baby will be happy and healthy and will have a great home, and I will provide everything he or she needs, especially love. And Michael believed, he believed her, but he made her promise to reach out if she needed anything. And she's agreeing to stay in Port Charles. And she tells him, listen, if I had to get accidentally pregnant by anybody, I'm glad it's you. And ultimately he told her, please don't consider my marriage as one of the deciding factors when it comes to what's best for the baby. Please don't. Because at this time, that marriage is done, over with, kaput, ain't going, it's dead. It's been beaten down. It's not rising from the ashes ever again. And Sasha's whole thing is she doesn't want to tell the Quartermaines that she's pregnant because they're going to think that Cody is the father. And it's just like, please say you had a one-night stand. But Michael told her, no problem, I could take care of that. But Sasha going to stay. Now, ultimately, we all thought, because they've been trying to chem test Jason and Sasha, that Michael is going to go to Jason and ask him to say that he's the father of the baby, just like Jason did for Carly all those years ago. But I'm thinking, based off that preview clip we saw where Sonny's ugly ass penthouse is on fire and it looked like Michael gets caught in the fire, is that is how Jason's going to end up being like, oh no, I'm the father of the baby. I think that's what's going to happen. So basically what had happened was Willow decided to carry her old raggedy, dumbass, stupid ass down there to Washington, D.C. to see Drew's swearing-in ceremony, and she took Wiley across state lines without Michael's permission. So Nina and Curtis are talking in Curtis's office, and they were like, we don't even know who this Drew is. We don't even know who he is anymore. We don't know if it's because he became a politician or if it was prison that just changed him and made him this completely and utterly entirely different person. Now, I'm going to just say this, somewhere they can go with this storyline, and hear me out, is just to make this make sense as to why y'all destroyed a character like Drew. Y'all can make it to where when he got to prison, there was a switch. What do you mean there was a switch? I mean, like, Shiloh was actually alive and he had plastic surgery to look like Drew, and there was a switch, and the real Drew has been held somewhere, and this fake Drew, aka Shiloh, is here living his best life, becoming a politician, destroying lives, getting his ass beat. He needs to get beat again. that's a way to explain that. Now, Curtis and Nina talk, and Nina is like, I think, Willow is better off without Michael. And it's just like, she was happy with Michael. The reason you feel like she's better off without Michael is because you hate Carly and you feel like Michael was keeping you away from Willow. And let's be clear on something. Y'all relationship, because we have to rehash this again, y'all relationship was what the relationship was based off of how you treated her when she was Charlotte's teacher. Point blank, in the period. You treated her like trash. That is why y'all relationship was what it was. And then when you found out that your daughter was Nell and Wiley was your grandson, you proceeded to treat her even more like trash and sat up there and told Wiley that Willow wasn't his mother and did all that. That's why y'all relationship was the way it was, and that's why Willow and Michael had a big issue with you. But she doesn't want her with Drew either. And, Curtis tells her, you need to tell the truth. What truth are you talking about? You need to tell the truth that you was sleeping with that man, and that will help her see reason. She doesn't want to do that. He keeps telling her, you need to tell the truth. This secret of you and Drew sleeping together is a ticking time bomb. And Drew is only going to sit on it for as long as he possibly can until it suits him to go ahead and throw that out. He is going to use that to keep you away from her. This is why I think that the Drew we see now is not the actual Drew, but that is Shiloh. And Shiloh has taken over, Drew's life. Like I said, y'all need to fire some people. I'm not advocating for people to lose their jobs, but some people up there don't know how to do this the right way. Come hire me. We can get this back on track and actually get them ratings up. That's all I'm saying. So as Curtis and Nina are talking, Michael comes in and, Nina decides to tell him that, hey, Wiley and Willow are in DC with Drew. And Michael is cool, calm, and collected. He talks business with Curtis, and she was like, wow, he didn't explode or anything. And Curtis says, this is when you should be worried, because he's too calm. The worst thing Drew could have ever done was make an enemy out of him. And it's just like, yes, truly, the worst thing Drew could have ever done was to make an enemy out of Michael, in the sense of Michael's a Quartermain, a Spencer, and a Corinthos, all rolled in, and a Benson, Spencer, Corinthos, Quartermain, all rolled up into a ball. And when he wants to, he can get downright and diabolical. I honestly thought we were gonna get Dark Michael, and Michael was really gonna let these bitches have what for, but they just gonna burn him up and then eventually bring him back. Maybe he'll be at some burn care unit. I'm not sure. This is a mess. Willow, do you see what you have done, you and Drew? So Michael gets to his office, and he looks at the press release of Drew being sworn in, and Willow is by his side like the good little girl she is. And he calls Diane and says, hey, Willow went to Washington with Drew with my son without permission. Can we use that? Now, my question is, who exactly is going to fight for custody of Amelia and Wiley when Michael gets barbecued? Is it going to be the Quartermains? Is it going to be Carly? Is it going to be the Spencers? Is it going to be the Corinthos? Is it going to be the Davises? Is it going to be all of them? Because at this point in time, y'all don't know what y'all done got y'all done stepped in something yet y'all not going to be able to get up out of. I can't wait for Alexis to find out from Christina that Drew slept with Willow and used her daughter as an excuse. I want her to run down on him one good time. So Isaiah is talking to Sonny and is basically telling Sonny, hey, you actually need to go and get checked out with a cardiologist. You need to worry about your health. And he's trying to push Sonny to do so, but Sonny is being kind of a stubborn mule about it. But eventually Jason comes and he tells Jason about, what's going on and how he turned Charlie's over to Christina and he's worried about the FBI, breathing down her neck. And Jason's like, first of all, you need to worry about your health and prioritize it. Second of all, the coffee business is audited all the time and we pass inspection, so there's not going to be a problem. And Sonny was like, we need to make an exit strategy. So maybe you want to take over the business. And Jason was like, I'll always be loyal to you, but taking over the business isn't something I can do because I want to give Danny stability, which both of them agree that yes, they need to give stability. And Sonny is tired of being a burden on his kids, and he says lying on that floor and one having a moment of humility, not even humility, made him feel human, like what would my life be like if I died, or what would happen. And basically they're trying to figure out what's going to happen. And it's just like everything will be fine. They just got to come up with an exit strategy, which I'm going to just be honest. Now that Ava's having a cash flow issue, maybe allow Ava to step in and take over, We know Ava can do it. Y'all don't want to turn the business over. Like, Ava buy in. Like, y'all are still, equal partners, but Ava buys in. Maybe this is where y'all can have a better relationship and it won't be big issues and y'all back her. That's all I'm saying. Obviously there's gonna be an issue. Either Ava or Christina finally like steps into her own right and decides to take over, but somebody got to do something because you can't keep doing this. Obviously these are the lasting effects of him being shot in the chest. But child, I don't know what's gonna happen. But listen, shout out to Jason for being like, I can't take over. Like Jason in the past would have been like, cool, I'll take over for you. But Jason of this current is like, I can't take over. I need to make sure my son has stability. And we love it. We love to see it. Yes, we do. And also Jason is big money, big money, big money, big money, no whammies. Jason has money. I wish that Drew would realize that you didn't actually have the motherfucking money to buy Aurora. Aurora was never yours. Jason just allowed y'all to have it. But continuing on, Sasha goes to the hospital to get checked out, make sure everything goes okay with the baby, and she gets to talking to Felicia because Felicia is a patient care advocate, and she's like, listen, I'm pregnant, but Cody, and she stresses this, is not the father. And they just get to talking and how she gonna stay in Port Charles, and Felicia asks, hey, I'm gonna get you registered for these prenatal programs. Do you want to maybe tell your parents you're pregnant? And she was like, listen, I don't know about my mother being called grandma though, so we're gonna figure that out. But Robert is an excellent grandfather, and this like Maxie knows, but her parents have a lot on their plate, so she doesn't want to put that on them. And Felicia's just there to assure her that we love and support you. We're family. We're gonna be there for you. And Felicia's like, okay, you need an emergency contact on file. And Sasha thought Maxie might do it. And, Felicia was like, I can't speak for her, but I'll put myself down here, which Sasha appreciates. But child, this is getting messier and messier and messier. But based off what I can see, Willow's dumb, Drew's dumb. Nina, just tell Willow the truth so I can see the fireworks of that happening. Michael gonna get barbecued like some baby back ribs real soon. Sonny either let Ava take over or let Christina take over. I think more than likely he'll have Christina take over than Ava. I can't wait for Alexis to run down on Drew after she finds out he used her daughter's death as a reason to sleep with his nephew's wife. Once again, what's gonna happen when to the kids when Michael get barbecued like, a good spare rib? What's gonna happen? And then finally, shout out to Jason for, showing that he's not a deadbeat and actually wants to take care of his kid and give the kid stability. And it's like, we're going to work on an exit plan. Shout out to him. And Lulu is giving deadbeat mama teas. That's all I got to say about that. That was it for Dem Soaps. That was a recap of GH from Friday's episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all liked it. And don't forget to, check out my YouTube shorts, check out my other content. And I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.